All right, so I've created the 4 panels that will be on the inside of the frame, but they're a little too wide so that I really can't optimize the last one the way I would like. So I'm going to go to the layer window and I'm going to shift select all 4 of them. And then I'll hit Command T on the keyboard and I'll just scale these in so that they're tapered taller, but they fit inside the context of that window. And I'll hit Command S to save. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go around the perimeter and I want to put some reference to where the wood might be different. The grain might be a little different. So what I'll do for that is I'm going to start with the frame on top. I'll select the frame and I'm going to get my marquee tool. I'll hit M, and this time I want the elliptical marquee tool, because what I'm going to be able to do now is go in and make a selection in this elliptical fashion. And then I'm going to right click inside and I'm going to choose feather. And I guess I'll set the feather at, I'll leave it at 10. Might be a bit much, I can always change that. And once I've made that selection, I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, and Twirl. Now I don't want to be too heavy-handed with this, but I'm going to go in now and I'll zoom in on the area that I've targeted, so that as I adjust this, I have a better idea of how it's going to affect the design. So I'm going to set this at about 229, not much more than that. You can start to see what's happening here already. It starts to imply that perhaps there's a grain to this wood. Now I'll do the same thing in a couple of other spots, maybe with a different shape. Maybe it's much longer and narrower. Once again, I'll right click and choose feather. Again, I'll put the filter on it. I'll go to Filter, Distort. So I applied it one more time and that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to put a little bit more of an implication of a knot, so I'll get the lasso tool, and right where it should be darker perhaps, where there actually was a branch coming from there, I'll select that. Get my eyedropper tool, I'm going to get the darkest value I can find here, and I'll hit Option Delete to fill that in. And you can see it's starting to look a little bit more believable as wood. All these little details really are helpful. I'll do that one, and maybe a small one here as well. Option Delete, Command D to deselect, Command S to save. Now that we have one of the panels completed, we want to copy that and populate the other 5 boxes with the same art. So let's assume that the workflow is completed and we don't need to access these layers again. I think for the expedience of this tutorial, I'll shift select all the layers that comprise that wood panel and I'll merge them. Now once again, I can go up to the left-hand corner and choose Merge Layers, or if you prefer keyboard quicks, Command E will give you the same. I'll hit Command S to save. Now we're going to drag copies and place them over the other white boxes. So I'll hit V on the keyboard and I'll hold down the Option key and the Shift together and I'll drag to the right. And I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees clockwise so that there's a bit of a randomness to it when we actually place it on our cube, and it doesn't look so repetitive and redundant and computer generated. Now I'll go ahead and once again I'll hit V on the keyboard once I've set that, and I'll drag another copy and put it there, and I think I'll rotate that as well. I'll go counterclockwise, hit return, and now I'm going to go to the center box again. I'll select the very first one, holding the Option key and the Shift, I'll drag another copy directly up. So the Shift key is allowing us to constrain the movement of this to vertical or horizontal, or even at a 45-degree angle if we wanted to. And I'll go in and randomly turn this one. Maybe I'll go back up and turn this one as well. And I'll go back to the center and I'll hold the Option and the Shift key and drag the last copy to here. And once again, I'm going to rotate that as well. And I'm going to save.